Hello students, welcome back to our class. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ನ 4th ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಟು ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ರೂಲ್ ಇನ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಈ ಲೆಸನ್ ಇಂದ ಬರುವಂತಹ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್. ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮೇನ್ ಇಸ್ fill in the blanks with the suitable answers. First one is the first Anglo-Mysore war took place between dash and dash. Answer is Hyder Ali and the British. Second one, the second Anglo-Mysore war ended with the dash treaty. Answer Mangalore Treaty. Next one, Kittur Chennamma adopted a boy named dash. Answer Shivalingappa. Next one is Rayana of Kittur state belonged to dash village. Answer Sangulli. Next one is Surapura is in the present district of dash. Answer Yadgir. And the next one, the Bedas of dash village of Belgaum district rebelled against the British. Answer Halagali. And next one, the Amarasulya rebellion was basically a dash rebellion. Answer Farmers Rebellion. Let's understand one more questions. First one, by which treaty the first Anglo-Mysore war came to an end? Answer the Madras Treaty. Second one, by which treaty the second Anglo-Mysore war came to an end? Answer the Treaty of Mangalore. By which treaty the third Anglo-Mysore war came to an end? Answer the Treaty of Srirangapatnam. Why did Bedas of Halagali rebel against the British? They rebelled against the British when they were asked to surrender their firearms. Who was rebelled against the British in Koppal? Answer Veerappa. Next one, who raised a rebellion against the British in Surapura? Answer Venkatappa Nayaka. Let's understand two more questions. First question is, why is the 18th century considered the century of political problems? Answer the death of the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb in the year 1707 weakened the Mughal Empire. As a result, the Mughal lost political control over South India. A lot of political struggles took place in the Carnatic region. Then, before this, the death of Chikkadeva Raj Wadiyar in the year 1704 created the various political challenges in Mysore state. So his death created the problems of succession and administration. All these developments clouded the politics of Mysore. So the 18th century is considered the century of political problems. So you have to note this all the points and practice well. Let's see next question. What are the effects of second Anglo-Mysore war? Answer is Tipu Sultan was waging war in Malabar region when Hyder Ali died. The British tried to take advantage of Hyder Ali's death by invading Mangalore and Bidanur. Then they also tried to instigate the rulers of Calicut and Malabar regions against Tipu Sultan. So later Tipu Sultan thought of all these developments and decided to protect Mangalore and the coastal regions. So he defeated the British. Later, the Treaty of Mangalore ended the second Anglo-Mysore war in the year 1784. Next question, what were the conditions of Srirangapatnam Treaty? Answer, Tipu was forced to part with half of his kingdom. Then he was forced to pay 3 crore rupees as war damage fee, and he had to pledge 2 of his children as a guarantee against the payment, and he was also forced to release the prisoners of war, and the British withdrew the combined army from Srirangapatnam. Let's move to next question. The fourth Anglo-Mysore war strengthened the position of British in Mysore. Discuss. Tipu died while fighting the British in the year 1799. With the death of Tipu Sultan, the British were happy as if the whole India came under their rule. Most of the territories under Tipu's rule was shared among the British, Marathas and Hyderabad Nizam. Then a small territory was handed over to the royal representative of Mysore Wadiyars, and this region came to be known as Mysore Princely State. Next question is, what are the reasons for First Anglo-Mysore War? This was started in 1767. The prominence gained by Hyder Ali in the south was not tolerated by the British, Marathas and the Nizam of Hyderabad. Then British started devising cunning plans to defeat Hyder Ali. Though Hyder Ali suffered a lot due to the Maratha aggression, so he made attempts to have Marathas and Nizams of Hyderabad on his sides with little success. But British entered into an agreement with the Maratha and Nizam of Hyderabad against Hyder Ali. But Hyder Ali, with the manipulative ideas, was successful in breaking the alliance. Then he also created enmity and distrust among Marathas, Nizam of Hyderabad and the British. Meanwhile, political disturbance emerged in Arcot. Hyder Ali and Nizam of Hyderabad attacked Arcot, but the king of Arcot had an alliance with the British. These are the main reasons for First Anglo-Mysore War. What are the reasons for Second Anglo-Mysore War? The Madras Treaty had put the political developments in South India on a temporary hold. So the British attempted to break the Madras Treaty. Then when Madhava Rao attacked Srirangapatna with the Maratha army, Hyder Ali expected the British support him as per the Madras Treaty, but the British rejected the request of Hyder Ali and went against the Madras Treaty. So Mahé, the French colony, was under the hold of Hyder Ali. Then the British attacked Mahé and captured it. These became the reason for the Second Anglo-Mysore War. Next question is, what are the reasons for the Third Anglo-Mysore War? The politics of Travancore was the main reason for this war. The king of Travancore built a fort in Kochi with the help of the British. Then he captured Ayakota and Kanganur forts from the Dutch. So all these were the clear breach of the Mangalore Treaty. Let's see next question. What are the reasons for Fourth Anglo-Mysore War? Tipu Sultan took the defeat in the Third Anglo-Mysore War personally. Then he paid all the dues and got released his children. Then he also gave away the territory to the British and its allies as agreed, and he claimed his right over the Malabar regions under the British occupation, but the British refused this argument. Then Tipu sent an ambassador to French to seek the alliance of French. Then this enraged the British. Let's understand 3 marks questions. How did Hyder Ali come to power? Hyder Ali joined Mysore army as an ordinary soldier. Then he was known for his shrewd political moves. Then he was closely observing political developments of Mysore. Then he came into prominence during the siege of Devanahalli and military action against Nizam of Arcot. Then he won the hearts of soldiers and he became famous as Nawab Hyder Ali in a short time. And he was known for his innovations in arms usage. Then with his swift actions, he weakened the power of Dalavai. Then he sidelined the king Krishnadevaraya Wadiyar and established control over the administration. Next question is, explain the method adopted by Rayana to fight the British. Rayana was a brave soldier. He fought for the independence of Kittur and felt it was his duty to liberate his motherland. And he fought with Rani Chennamma and he was imprisoned along with her. Then he was later released by the British and he developed a sense of nationalism and went on organizing an army. Then he organizing secret meetings at sensitive places and he aimed at looting the treasury and taluk officers of the British. and he had an army of 500 men, and he became furious with the villagers who were assisting British army. Then British thought that Rayana was being instigated by Rani Chennamma. Hence, British shifted her to Kusungal prison from Bailahongala. Then British devised a cunning strategy to capture Rayana. Then they encouraged Desais who were opposing Rani Chennamma. Then Rayana was cunningly captured and brought down to Dharwad. After that, he was declared as an offender and he was hanged. Let's understand next question. Explain the contribution of Puttabasappa of Kodagu in a freedom struggle. The people of Lower Kodagu continued the rebellion after the capture of Kalyana Swami. Then Sulya, Ballare and Putturu, the major places of Kannada region, were part of the Amara Sulya. Then it is interesting to note that the former named Puttabasappa as Kalyana Swami. Then this Puttabasappa later presented himself as Swami Aparampura. Then Puttabasappa organized the rebels and calmed down the people, and he declared that tax on tobacco and salt will be withdrawn if the rebel government assumes power. And the rich farmers, landowners and local chieftains were assured of this move. Then the capture of the government office in Ballare was the first move in this rebellion. Then Puttabasappa killed an Amaldar, further increased the popularity of Puttabasappa. Then this incident gained more support for the rebellion and the rebellion became more famous. But British sought the army of Talacheri, Kannur and Bombay to quell this uprising. On hearing this development, Puttabasappa and his associated fled towards Sulya. Later, British captured them with the help of people in Kodagu. Then later, Puttabasappa and others were hanged. Let's understand next question. Discuss the Surapura rebellion in a brief. The British government was observing the various developments of Surapura. In 1857, it came to the notice of government that the representatives of Nana Sahib were present in Surapura. So this made the British suspicious of king's intentions. So the British appointed an officer named Campbell to report on the various activities of the king. Then officer submitted a report to the resident of Hyderabad that the king is involved in maladministration. So Venkatappa Nayaka is usually presented as the leader of 1857 revolt in Karnataka by the historians. Later the British army captured Surapura. Let's understand next question. Explain the method of resisting the British power by Dondia War. This is important and a repeated question. So how to note all the points and practice well. Let's understand. Dondia was born in a Maratha family of Chennagiri. Then he was called as the Wagh, the tiger, due to his bravery. Then he started his career as a cavalry soldier in Hyder Ali's army and he grew to the position of military general. Then he built his own private army and fought along with the Tipu Sultan. Then due to differences with the Tipu, he was imprisoned. Later British released him from the prison after the 4th Anglo-Mysore War. Then he built a small army and started his operations, and he organized the army with the unhappy soldiers of Tipu's army and the feudatory rulers who had lost power. Then he captured Bidanur and Shivamogga forts, and Lord Wellesley decided to end the adventures of Dondia Wagh. Later the British requested the help of the local rulers. Next, Dondia had recaptured Shikaripura fort and he was scattered by the British army again. Then the British tried to defeat the army of Dondia, which used to move in the area between Tungabhadra and Mallaprabha. Later they attacked him from all the directions. He was followed by them when he left Raichur. When he was caught in between Maratha and Nizam's army, Then the British attacked him near Elaparavi and killed him at Konangal. Then with the death of their leader, the followers of Dondia scattered. Let's understand another important question. Explain the achievements of Kittur Rani Chennamma. Let's understand all the important points. After the death of Shivalinga Rudra Sarja, Chennamma adopted a boy named Shivalingappa and started ruling Kittur as Queen Regent. Then Thackeray sent a report to the governor of Bombay and attempted to take over Kittur kingdom under the doctrine of lapse policy, and he attempted to take over treasury and fort under his control. Then British attacked Kittur again under the leadership of Colonel Dickon. Then the army fought the battle bravely. Later Chennamma attempted to flee from the battlefield. Then she was captured by the British army. Chennamma and others were imprisoned at Bailavangala fort. Later Queen Chennamma passed away in the prison and she has remained an idle person till today. Next question. Explain the revolt of Veerappa of Koppal. Koppal rebellion is an important rebellion in the various armed rebellions against the British. The Koppal and the surrounding regions were under the rule of Nizam of Hyderabad. Even there were exploitations, so this enraged a few zamindars who rebelled against the Nizam, and Veerappa is an important person among the rebels. Then Veerappa, who was a zamindar, rebelled against the British and occupied the fort of Koppal. Then many farmers and zamindars supported after realizing his motives. Then the British contacted the Nizam and employed their army to defeat Veerappa. Then Veerappa, who had lesser soldiers, died fighting the army of the British. Then the British captured back the fort of Koppal. Though this rebellion was short-lived one, Veerappa proved himself to be a good warrior. Explain rebellion of Bedas of Halagali. ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ 3 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಹೌ ಟು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್. ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಸಿ. Halagali is a small village of Mudhol taluk of Belgaum district. This was a part of the Mudhol principality. In 1857, British banned the usage of weapons. So the Bedas, who always kept guns as the part of customs, and they were good hunters. Later they rebelled against the British when they were asked to surrender their firearms. So the Bedas of Manturu, Bodhini, then Alagundi and others joined Halagali Bedas, and the British army entered Halagali village to suppress the rebellion. Then they suppressed the Bedas in an inhuman way and all the rebels were hanged to death. Okay students, practice this all the 3 marks, 1 marks and 2 marks important question and answers, and we will continue our classes with the next chapter important question and answers. Till then, take care.